Come sitting in easy pose, please, with a straight spine. Create a pool of acceptance in your body with your breath. Every breath that comes in adds to this pool of acceptance and awareness for the work that we're going to do this evening. As we move towards tuning in, allow each breath to add more space. More acceptance, more preparedness. We're looking at some topics this evening which could possibly be painful, triggering. So let's really allow the breath to bring courage to the heart. Please bring your hands together in prayer mudra. We're going to tune in. Allow yourself a big, deep breath to prepare the lungs for the sound current. And exhale. And let's inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Om Namo Gurudev Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Inhale deep, pull the breath into the lungs, straighten the spine, squeeze root lock, anal muscles, genital muscles primarily, squeeze up and then use the abdominals to pull that energy upwards towards the crown. Hold and release. And again, inhale deep, pull your root lock. Let's get everybody together with us. Holding the breath, centering the focus in the central channel of the spine, using the breath to create that pressure that allows your energy to rise. Create a vacuum with your root lock. And exhale. And relax your breathing. Let's begin with some spinal warm-ups. In easy pose, you're going to move from right to left, inhaling as you move backwards, exhaling as you move forwards. Nice steady movement, slowly warming up the base of the spine. This is a Sufi grind, so your head stays more or less in the center, and you're moving the central part of the torso between the breasts and the hips, between the chest and the base of your spine. You're moving in a circle from right to left. Inhale forward, exhale back. And complete the circle that you're on, and then change direction. Inhale forward, moving now from left to right. Exhale back. Trying to fill the inside of that circle with every piece of your breath and your body. Riding on the breath. And inhale up in the center, hold the breath. Pull a slight root lock just to complete the spinal rotation. Squeeze, rise up in the torso, rise up in the heart. And as you exhale, let's do spinal flexors. Inhale forward with Sat. Exhale back with Nam. Moving at your own pace and speed. Flexing as far forward and far backwards as you can, creating space between the vertebrae. Bring your breath into those spaces. Breathe in more breath than you think you need, and breathe out completely. Create of the breath a vehicle that you're riding on. Spinal flex is a flex, it's not a lean. You are flexing forwards, creating space between the vertebrae. You're not leaning forward. More particularly trying to open the chakra areas, base chakra, navel chakra, heart chakra, with a flex. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Last spinal flex, come to the center. Inhale deep, hold the breath, full root lock. Just to consolidate everything that you've done, hold the breath only as long as you can, and then exhale and relax. On the next inhale, bring your hands up to your shoulders. You're going to do spinal flex. And inhale left, exhale right. Keep your elbows parallel to the ground so they're not sagging downwards. Get your head turning, channeling spinal fluid. Get head turning both directions, both sides.
Was ist das denn jetzt? Oh. Was ist das denn jetzt? Oh Gott.
Nice powerful flex. Twist. Inhale sat, exhale nam. Keep your mind focused. Just beginning to loosen up the body. If possible, your elbows are parallel to the ground, fingers right on top of the shoulders. And you lead with your heart. So we begin to do the work of courage, the work of the heart, to face what needs to be faced today. Moving the head from side to side. Chasing the elbow backwards and forwards from side to side. Come to the center, inhale deep, hold, pull root lock, stop the movement, and squeeze and release. And relax, your arms down. Let's do shoulder shrugs. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale the shoulders down. All the way up, all the way down. Nice powerful shoulder shrugs so that you move the energy from the heart center up into the throat area. Inhale sat, exhale nam. And as you start feeling comfortable with the movement, speed it up. Get into a real powerful relationship with your warm-up. Moving your body out of this sedentary state, static, stationary, into something which is dynamic, moving the energy. Keep it up, keep shrugging the shoulders. Another 30 seconds. And inhale the shoulders up, hold them up, squeeze up to your ears, create a lot of pressure around the thyroid, the back of the neck, hold, pull root lock from underneath, create some more pressure. And exhale. And relax the shoulders, drop your chin to your chest, and do a very slow neck roll. Dropping the ear to the shoulder on the one side with an inhale, and the other ear to the other shoulder on the other side with an exhale, and keep moving slowly in one direction. very slowly, very meditatively, bring your mind into the movement, into the breath. Keep rolling your neck slowly, slowly, getting into every little place that perhaps gives you some resistance with as much compassion and gentleness as you can. When you come up on the top, stretch your nose up so you don't crunch the vertebra in the neck. Don't just drop your head back, stretch it up. Make this your last circle on this side. And then reverse, and let's do the other side to complete the energy, Kundalini raising all the way up to the crown, the pituitary, with the neck rolls. And complete the circle that you're on, bringing your chin to your chest and remaining there, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, raise your head, chin parallel to the ground. Keep the breath out, the lungs empty, and pull a powerful root lock on empty lungs. And then pull a diaphragm lock and a chin lock so that you land up with Mahabant, the great lock, and hold with empty lungs. Don't strain. As soon as you need to release it, please release it. And let's come up and do frog. 26 frogs, nice and quick. Coming up on your toes. Going to inhale up, exhale down. Try and get your head right to your knees on the inhale when your legs are straight, and on the exhale, come squatting right down and look up. Counting out 26, nice and quick. So we're going to go at the pace of the sort of medium fast, and then we'll all stop together. So wherever you get to, if you've completed your 26, sit down, stretch your legs. If you haven't completed your 26 when we stop, don't worry about it. Do as many as you can. And when you've completed your 26, put your legs straight out in front of you and go into life nerve stretch so that I know that you're all done. For the majority. So stretch your legs out straight in front of you, stretch out, stretch forwards, life nerve stretch, trying to grab hold of the toes, the ankles, the shins, the knees, wherever you can so that your spine is straight. Stretching forward, giving yourself as much of a stretch in the hips as you can. And everybody come back into easy pose. Relax your breathing. So we're looking at a character type. This is the start of a yoga therapy training that I'm creating, which cross-hatches, it cross-references the character types or body structures, which started off with Reich, Wilhelm Reich, in just after Freud's period, who researched different body types and different armoring that happens in the body. And I'm cross-referencing that with yoga postures. so that we figure out how to work with these character types and to release the armoring that the body assumes when there are certain attachment issues that have happened in childhood. So the character type that we're looking at this evening, or that we're working with, is the one that received insufficient attention from parents. So constantly feeling like just not getting enough, just don't have enough attention, just don't have enough love, just don't have enough contact with the parents, which is nurturing and nourishing to the soul. When a parent really gets a child, and the child doesn't have to explain themselves, parent is tuned in, then the child feels met and understood. When that doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen for a large variety of reasons, largely to do with the contract that we sign with our parents, the spiritual contract, that we choose parents who are going to give us particular lessons that we need to learn. So this particular character type finds it very difficult to ground. Abandonment and loss are the primary issues for this character type. That there's a sense in every relationship that it's just never enough. So every relationship is turned into this process where we're trying to get what we didn't get from our parents, from our partners, from our colleagues, from our bosses, from all sorts of people. Sorry, let me just mute. And the body issues that plague, and that we're going to be working with this evening with this character type, are very weak lower bodies. So the legs don't make contact with the ground. And when you don't make contact with the ground sufficiently, like you're literally pulling yourself up off the ground all the time, there's a sense that if I come down, there's going to be nobody to catch me. There's going to be no ground underneath me. I'm just going to keep falling forever. So I hold myself up all the time. And that creates a constriction around the diaphragm and very shallow breathing. So I've chosen particular exercises and kriyas that are going to directly address that. Even if it isn't 100% your issue, that you did get enough loving and you did get met by your parents, there may be aspects of this that you can relate to. And even if they aren't, it's very important to be able to understand how the body really ideally needs to work. So we're going to start off with leg work. And what I would like you to look for in the leg work is a trembling in the legs. So we're going to try to get the legs to start shaking. And it's not a big shake where you want to fall down. It's a tremor inside that we're looking for, that is beginning to release old patterns of holding yourself away from the ground. Okay, so we're going to start off. This is part of an in-depth training that I'm going to do on this topic, fascinating topic, and then looking at how the kriyas address these body structures. So the first exercise that we're going to do, we've already done a little bit of leg warm-up, is we're going to come, legs are slightly wider than hip width apart, and we're going to come to our haunches. So find a position where your feet are facing, your toes are facing forwards. Your feet are more probably double hip width apart, depending on what's good for your body. And you're beginning to bounce up and down. When you bounce up, you come onto your toes. When you bounce down, you come back onto the heels. So it's quite a strenuous bounce up and down. And we're going to keep it going. Inhale up. When you bounce up onto your toes, very slightly the weight moves forward onto the balls of your feet. When you come onto the heels, very slightly the weight moves back onto the heels. You're exhaling. So inhale up, exhale down. And keep it going. And wait for that tremor in the legs. It'll start almost immediately. Don't come all the way up. Stay down and keep your legs wide. I'll repeat the movement and demonstrate. So the movement is a bounce. You're just bouncing up and down. Don't worry too much. You will feel when you're up, your weight will shift onto your heels. It's natural. When you're down, your weight will shift onto your toes. So this is the movement, up and down. And keep it going. You will start to feel it almost immediately in the thighs. And here we're working on grounding. We're going to do it for another minute. As low as you can. We're working on opening up the channels in the legs so that we can begin to allow the energy of the earth to communicate with the base chakra. We can begin to feel like we belong. We belong to ourselves. Keep it up. Make it a powerful movement. That's it. Another minute. And bear in mind what you're working on. You're working on opening the channels in the legs so that you don't feel so alienated and lost. Last minute. Keep your head up and feel the shaking, the tremor that's beginning to happen. Last 30 seconds. Get the bum down. Good. Last few seconds. And now come into crow pose. I'll demonstrate crow. You're keeping your legs wide open, toes forward, and just bring your hands into prayer mudra and squat. And hold that position with long, deep breathing. Long, deep breathing. Last few seconds. And come out of crow pose. Come into easy pose for a few seconds, just sitting in easy pose and feeling that internal energy, the movement of energy in the lower part of the body, between the pelvic, between the hip bones, from the back of the waist down to the floor, in the thigh bones, from the hip bones to the knees. Feel that solid base that you're sitting on, sit bones, connecting with the floor. And feel your base. And take a deep breath in. Exhale. And on your next exhale, come standing up. And we're going to do Shiva pose. We're going to bring the arms up. 90-degree angle with the elbows and bring the left foot up and hold it up. Don't lock your right knee. Let that knee be slightly bent, just with a little bit of give and balance. Find your balance with the Shiva. The Lord Shiva, the Lord of the dance. The dance of consistently finding a new balance. Long, deep breathing, focusing on the balance and on the power in the leg that is on the ground, the leg that you're standing on. We're going to continuously change legs. Try to get the other foot, whichever one is off the floor, so that you feel that imbalance in the foot on the ground, how you have to move from side to side, engage with the core muscles in order to keep your balance. Focus on your breathing. Your eyes are open, of course, because you're balancing. Try to keep the foot that is in the air, so that you are forced to rely on the leg that is connecting with the earth. Feel the energy of the earth and bring that energy up into your body. It's not tree pose, it's Shiva. Change legs. So change to the other leg. Bring the other leg up in the air and stand on the foot on the ground. Connect with the earth. Broaden the base of your foot. Push it down into the earth. And find your core. Find your balance. Balance is so extremely important for us as yogis. Finding our balance in between all the extremes of responses that come up in the psyche. Where is the balance? Where is the path that allows you the most balanced response? Connect, push down into the ground with that foot. And change legs again. Really work with it. Work with the balance. Work with the grounding energy. The capacity to hold yourself. And feel the Lord Shiva. Feel that powerful surge of energy. Creative force. And change legs again. Each time you change your leg and put the other one up in the air, really engage with the floor, engage with the energy of the earth. What you didn't get in childhood was a sense of groundedness. In this character type, we're constantly looking for our ground somewhere, anywhere outside of ourselves. This teaches us to come back inside, to ground. Your legs will be beginning to feel very shaky. It's fine. That's what we want. And for the last time, On each side, you're going to change legs. Feel the energy of balance. You are working between two extremes. Find the still point in your mind. Fix your eyes on something. Keep trying, keep working at it. Feeling the extreme side where balance becomes imbalance and comes back into balance. And for the last time, change legs. And again, find your point of gravity, connecting from that point deep into the center of the earth. And at the same time, with the hands rising up into the heavens. Feeling the power of both extremes. And bringing that leg down onto the ground. Relax your body, shake it out, release it. We're just going to integrate those two exercises by bringing your feet hip width apart and inhale up, stretch back, open up the upper back and exhale and come down. Inhale up, open up the upper back. Exhale, stretch the arms to the sides as you come down. Keep going. Inhale up. Exhale down. As you stretch up, feel the energy of the heavens. As you come down, push your feet down into the ground. Feel the energy of the earth. Combine the two in your body. Warm up the upper back. Make this your last one. And then come onto the ground, lying on your back into bridge pose. So we'll grab hold of the ankles if you can. Otherwise, put your hands next to your hips on the floor. If you're grabbing hold of your ankles, you're holding on and using them as an anchor. Inhale the hips up and open up the upper back. And hold it up and breathe. Keep pushing the lower back into the floor. Sorry, not the lower back, the upper back. Push the upper back into the floor and the feet. Push them down onto the ground. so that you get a powerful surge through the legs. Try to get the chin and the notch in the chest to meet. Push the upper part of your chest right up towards your chin on the floor. And hold and breathe. Push down with the feet so that you get an answering surge of energy up into your legs from the earth. Spread the arch all the way along the spine. Just a few more seconds, deep breathing. Pull your shoulder blades apart as you're in this position. Create space around the heart. We're going to be working on the Kriya in a few seconds, which is a heart opening Kriya. Last few seconds, inhale deep, hold it. Final little bit of stretch and exhale down and relax. Bring your knees up into your chest, hold them, hug them, and ground the lower back into the floor. Connect with the lower chakras, connect with the floor and massage. And then rolling forwards and backwards a few times, just relaxing the lower back if that's what your back feels like. If it's too much to roll forwards and backwards, then just continue to rock from side to side. Good. And then come lying on your stomach. We're going to begin the Kriya for the heart center. So we're going to do Cobra. And you're going to find the Cobra which is good for you. So it's either here or it's here. Opening up the upper back. Really squeeze root lock. Now you're going to bring the hands to the shoulders. So you've got to be very confident that your lower back is strong. Otherwise, come down and bring the hands to the shoulders, or you'll hurt your lower back. No, sorry. We're starting with the chin first. So first, inhale up, chin up, and down. And count out 16, 1, 6. So in Cobra, 16 chin lifts. And when you've done your 16, that's when you start raising the hands to the shoulders. And at the same time, as you're raising your hands, you just curl your feet up towards your head. So just curl your feet up towards your head and continue to raise your hands towards your shoulders. So let me just. If you are down on your elbows, your feet are here, and you're just raising the hands up to the shoulders. If you're here, your feet are up, and you're raising the hands to the shoulders. Try to ensure that the heart remains totally open and root your lower body, the upper thighs and the hips, root them into the ground as you do this action. Try to get the curve for cobra to be evenly distributed across the whole spine. If it hurts at all, come down onto your elbows. Not worth it. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to sit with backache tomorrow. So come down onto your elbows if it hurts in any way. And feel a stretch in your rib cage. Even if you're down on your elbows, you want to really stretch the upper back so that you begin to stretch the diaphragm. What happens with this type of needy, insecure behavior is the breath becomes very shallow. You want to stretch the diaphragm to allow for the lungs to expand more, bring in deeper breaths. Last 30 seconds. Focus on creating a strong curve from your coccyx right up to the base of the brain. The chin stays still now. It's just the hands that are moving. Don't move the chin, just the hands. Good. Place both hands on the ground. Inhale, stretch up into cobra, whichever version you're doing. Exhale and relax. Relax your body. Take a little rest. And we're going to come back into cobra, whichever version you're going to be doing for yourself. You're going to bend the legs again, bring them up to the head, and this time the whole arm. Stretch the whole arm. Stretch the armpit, stretch under the rib cage. So if you're down on your elbows, your legs are still up. Stretch up into the upper back and stretch the arm upwards. Inhale as you stretch up. Exhale as you put the arm down. Please protect your lower back. Move slowly with focus. Feeling what you're doing. Stretch the arm all the way up so that you feel the stretch in the armpit from the hip through the side of the body. Stretching the diaphragm, stretching the intercostal muscles between the ribs so they become a bit looser and you can breathe more deeply. Shallow breathing is equal to anxiety. So what we know about this character type is that very easy to slip into anxiety and then into anger. To become angry that you're not getting what you need. To start becoming biting in your personality. and giving in to the feelings of hatred when you're feeling the closeness that love brings. So stretching up, and last one on each side. Come into cobra, inhale deep, and exhale, and relax down. Relax your body, rest. And as you lie on the ground, feel the lower back and the upper back connecting with the earth. Feel the lower legs and the upper legs connecting with the earth. Your shoulders, your hands and your arms, your head. Enjoy the feeling of having the earth to catch you. The earth is there for you. And on your next exhale, bring your hands together behind your back in Yoga Mudra. Lift them up as high as you can and lift your back. And you're going to hold this position with very forceful breathing through the nose. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. It's a powerful breath. So you'll do what you can without hyperventilating. Inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling through the mouth as you hold yourself in that position. Your arms are behind your back in Yoga Mudra, and your upper body is raised off the floor.
The video is off.
Nice, powerful breathing. We're strengthening the nervous system and the spine. Hold your upper body up as high as you can. Use the breath to create power in your nervous system. Lift your arms up off your butt so that they're high up in the air. And use the power of the breath to raise you off the floor. Stay off the floor. You're not moving up and down. Few seconds left. Well done. That's brilliant. Wonderful. Last few seconds. And inhale deep. Hold it up. Pull root lock. Exhale and relax. Well done. Rest your body and again tune into the energy of the earth. Tune into the capacity of the earth to hold you. all of the exercises that we're doing now are stretching the diaphragm and creating capacity for the breath to deepen, to connect with feelings of abandonment, feelings of loss, feelings that bring depression, and a sense of neediness, a sense of not enoughness. So be aware of any of that and how you behave when those feelings come up. We're now going to be using those feelings as the basis to move our bodies in a way that creates a different pattern related to those feelings, a pattern of being autonomous, having your own capacity to move your body, to finish a task, to feel complete within yourself. So from this position, please reach backwards and grab hold of your ankles to come up into bow pose. So be careful, again, with the lower back and the shoulders, for those who struggle with their shoulders. Come up into bow pose, spreading the curve all the way along the spine. Don't concentrate it in the lower back. Don't jut your ribs out. Spread that curve all the way by pushing your ankles away from your head. And then rock. Inhale as you rock backwards. Exhale as you rock forwards. And feel the body opening. Work slowly. Work with care, with compassion for parts of the body that may be really closed and feel very weak. If that's the case, use your breath. Use whatever movement you can find, even if it's a millimeter in each direction, and use your compassion to find your way into creating release. Don't be rough. Don't be aggressive. Be soft. Feel the ground massaging your diaphragm, releasing the rib cage. Take it easy, especially if you haven't been doing much yoga. Take it easy, rest when you need to. And inhale up, hold the breath and hold the body in the bow pose, just briefly, don't strain. Exhale when you need to and relax. You're always above what I'm saying or doing. What comes first is your body and what your body is saying. Whatever version of the movement you're able to do or approximate doing is good enough. These are super powerful, especially when you put them all together. So we do it with great gentleness and compassion. Allow your breathing to normalize, tuning into the beating of your heart against the earth. Feeling the pulse of the rhythm of your life. In contact with the ground that holds you gives you a home, a sense of belonging. You are an earthling for now. Allow yourself to experience whatever feelings come up as you do the work, without censoring and without criticizing. Gently roll over onto your back and use your arms to hug your knees. And roll up and down on your spine. So the opposite movement to the bow. Make a little ball with your body just for 1 minute. Whatever magnitude of movement you can manage. If it's small, that's good enough. If it's big, that's also good enough. One is not better than the other. It all depends where your body is. Feel the contact of your entire nervous system along the spine with the ground. Your whole body. You're rolling forwards and backwards, not side to side. So the movement is all along the spine, from the coccyx to the base of the brain, if it's possible. Otherwise, you can just roll along the central part of the back. It's also good. Make this your last roll and then come to a stillness lying on your back, on the ground. Stretch your legs out straight on the ground. And then one at a time, raise them up to 90 degrees. Point your toes and hold them there with long, deep breathing. Now this movement will push your lower back into the floor. You're not raising and lowering the legs. You're just holding the legs still up in the air. So just hold them there and breathe. Point your toes. Keep your posture still. And feel the weight of your legs pushing the lower back down. Feel the connection between your hips, your thighs, your lower legs, and your toes. And try to relax the rest of your body completely as you raise your legs up. Long, deep breathing. If you need support, you can do this up against the wall. It's also okay. We're working with such a deep part of ourselves, a part that never got enough, was never loved enough, was never seen or heard enough. So we want to see and hear every part of ourselves as we do the work. Every part that needs attention, we need to be able to give it to that part of ourselves. Very gently lower your legs one at a time to the floor. And we're going to do a posture that looks a little bit like a back bend, but it's a variation. So we're lying with the toes pointed forwards, legs on the ground. Your hands are like under your shoulders, fingers pointing towards your toes, and you raise your head and put it on the floor. So it looks like this. I can't quite get my head up like that. That's it. And point your toes. So you really feet in the upper back. The top of the head is on the ground. Top, very top, as far as you can get to the top of your head. Put that on the floor, and then put your hands as if you're going to lift up into a back bend, but all you are doing is stretching the heart center. And breathe into that extreme stretch of the open heart. We're going to be holding it for quite a while. So again, listening to the body. Try to get the top of the head on the floor so that the upper back is off the ground. That's it. It's a beautiful curve in the upper back. If your feet were flat on the ground, you'd be up in back bend. Or just about to push up into back bend. So try to approximate the profound stretch that you get in the upper chest. Beautiful. Some beautiful stretches. Deep breathing. Long, slow, deep breathing. And stretch your toes forward. We're really powering up the heart so that we have the courage to face ourselves. To stay with the most hurt part that wants to reject love, that wants to punish those who love us. All because we didn't get enough. And you know, the age of mother bashing is done. It's finished. It's over. It's very hard to be a parent. So we're not here to blame our parents. We're here to find ways to heal. So use this time. Release the pattern, the holding pattern around the heart that keeps you blocked off from those closest to you. Deep breathing, last few seconds. Take a last few deep breaths in this posture, and then slowly come out of it. Release. Relax with the top of the back flat on the ground now, hands next to your body. Just rest. Just rest. And slowly bring your knees into your chest and hug them in. Feel that fetal position. Very comforting, very soothing. You're hugging your heart. And then rocking from side to side. And forwards and backwards. Just a few times until you can come sitting up. So stretching your legs forward as you sit up. You're going to reach forward and grab hold of your toes or wherever you can and stretch really stretch your upper body so that you get it. Your stomach must come down towards your thighs, your chest to your knees, and finally head down. If you're not able to get your elbows to the ground, don't bring your head down. Keep your head wherever you're stretching, keep your head in line with your spine and just stretch forward and down. Aim to get your elbows to the floor. And hold and breathe. Long, deep breathing. Aim for the floor with your elbows. Just holding with long, deep breathing. Giving your body an opportunity to get into that stretch. Relaxing your head down if your elbows are on the floor. And release. Come up into crow pose. So as far as possible, your feet are flat. Your arms are up. And you're going to go from parallel to the ground, lifting the arms alternately. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep the heart center open and project with the heart. From the heart to infinity. So you're trying to get your arms up straight as you can, up to 90 degrees. Going at your own pace, feeling the stretch through the armpit. We're going to do it for 2 minutes. So we are putting a lot of pressure on the lower part of the body, strengthening it so that we're able to connect with the ground, with feeling secure. We're also massaging the entire digestive system as we do this. And of course, opening up the heart. Don't bring your hand down lower than parallel to the floor. So they stay parallel and then up to 90. Back to parallel and the other one goes up to 90. Project through the heart as you do this. Feel heart connecting to the infinite nature of the universe. This is the last one before we do a short meditation. And then relaxation. We put everything into it. We're really working on the heart, the organ of the heart, the energy center of the heart, and creating capacity for deep breathing that connects us with all the different parts of ourselves. The radiance, the wounding, everything that brings us to where we are today. Last few seconds. Inhale deep, hold the breath, and keep moving. And exhale. Good. And come sitting in easy pose. And relax your body now. Allow yourself to experience the base chakra, the sit bones connecting with the ground. Sense of safety where you are, Feel that safety in your body as a physical sensation. Feel the change in the vibration in your body from the lower parts of the body, which have been so well worked through, to the upper parts of the body, which are connected, integrated with the lower parts. Keep your eyes open, inhaling and exhaling deeply. Look around you, see where you are, see that you're safe. Use your eyes to really affirm that you're in the now, in the here and now, in this body, this age, this place, this moment in time. And allow yourself to really feel that, the safety, the capacity, the adult you. And now close your eyes and continue your long, deep breathing. Let your body ride on the energy. Your breath ride on the energy. Feel the change in resonance inside you. And continue to meditate on your breath without thought. If your mind escapes into thought, bring it back into that long, slow, deep life force that's moving through your body. Become aware of your heart beating. Connected to the breath. The longer and slower your breathing, the more it impacts your heartbeat. Feel that connection, that rhythm that defines the nature of your physical being. Stay absolutely present. And if you know the words of Chatra Chakravarti, you can begin chanting with. This is a mantra for courage, so allow it to go through every cell of your body. Even if you don't know the words, just listen.
Chatra Chakravati, Chatra Chakra Bhugde, Suyamba Supam Sarvada Sarva Jukte, Tukhalam Pranasi, Te Alam Serupe, Sedahang Sange, Abhagam Vibhude, Chatra Chakravati, Chatra Chakra Bhugde, Suyamba Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam Vibhude Chatra Chakravati Chatra Chakra Bhugde Suyamba Subham Sarvada Sarva Jukte Tukhalam Pranasi Te Alam Serupe Sedahang Sange Abhagam
And bring yourself down to a relaxation pose. Cover yourself. Let your body rest. Make sure that your body stays warm. This relaxation component is really important. It allows the body to integrate everything that you've done, make sense of it. physically, to bring all the different energy states you've created into a state of integration. Lying still as you can, allowing yourself to feel the connection with the ground. Again, now on the back. We lie horizontal, that brings us into a very vulnerable position. It brings us in touch with a very early part of ourselves when we couldn't lie in any other way. We could only lie in the way in which we were placed, which was generally on our backs. So just feel that part of you, that very early, very vulnerable part. A connection through your breath. Give yourself permission to go there. Feel safe. Feel warm. And allow yourself to regress through the years to an earlier state of physical strength and capacity. Where you were smaller. The body was physically smaller and weaker. And as you lie with that part of yourself, embrace it. Bring your body's strength and capacity, current age, current body age, strength and capacity to embrace that young, fragile, helpless self. Let every breath stroke that part of you, bringing that part into the circle of your heart, the strong, courageous heart, right deep into the center of the heart. Surrounded on all sides by that powerful red muscle, pumping, pumping, and pumping. And before you move, make contact again if you've lost contact with that very vulnerable side of you, that part of you that is very available when you're lying on your back. It brings up a sense of an earlier you. Make contact with that you. All the parts of you that come to mind when you think of helplessness, vulnerability, fragile. And stay with that part of you in your heart, hugging close. And as you do that, you can start moving your body, stretching the arms over your head, rotating your wrists and your ankles, but stay in touch. Don't become robotic, don't become mechanistic. Stay open as you move. And bring yourself up after a cat stretch on either side and some spinal rolls. Bring yourself up into an easy pose. your meditation to end off this experience. So like last week, we're going to work with transforming the lower triangle into the upper triangle, but we're going to work this time with the triangle that the eyes make with the tip of the nose, and the triangle that the eyes and the eyebrows make with the third eye. So this is the lower triangle, and this is the upper triangle. So we are working with the eye muscles to transform the energy, which brings the focus of the eyes from here. We're going to be using the mantra Wa, Guru. So as we turn to the left, eyes will be on the tip of the nose. You will chant Wa. And as you turn to the right, eyes are still on the tip of the nose, Guru. Slowly, Wa, Guru. And you're focusing on bringing that part of you which is aligned with the Guru, aligned with the knowledge, the wisdom, the truth in the universe. That you're bringing that on the left, your reliance on the left, and releasing, giving power over to that part of you on the right. So the vulnerable part of you, the reliance, the dependence, and releasing to the Guru, releasing to the infinite energy. So keep that focus, keep the vulnerable, helpless you in the heart center as you chant, and have that very reverent, sacred sense of bringing that part of you and depositing it in the hands of the Guru, in the hands of the knowledge and the truth in the universe. And begin. Eyes are very much on the tip of the nose. Try to bring the chin right over the shoulder so you really get a stretch up into the base of the brain as you chant. Wa on the left, Guru on the right. We're working to transform those patterns of dependence, looking for assistance or connection or love from the outside. We're working to transform that from the lower triangle to the higher triangle. Bring it from dependence on the outside to dependence on the infinite, on the inside. Slowly, with focus. Feel the movement as you move. Feel every station in between the extremes. Don't move mechanically. Move so that you're aware of every piece of the arc that your head is making as it moves from side to side. Because you're working to transform something. It doesn't transform easily. It takes work. Relying on the infinite energy within, connection with cosmic power. Available through the breath, the sound of your voice, the rhythm, and the movement. You're setting up a self-hypnotic pattern which will replace the one that makes you needy and dependent on things on the outside. Stay present. Don't drift off. Stay present in the movement, in the sound, in the rhythm, and in the breath. Keep your eyes on the tip of your nose so that you accentuate the downward facing triangle, and move carefully, with care, full of care. Feel what the movement is doing. Your eyes are half closed. As you focus on the tip of the nose. Stay present to what this brings up in you. Bringing the lower triangle to merge with the upper triangle. The energies of the earth to merge with the energies of the cosmos. Energies of your previous self to merge with the energies of your current self. Move with conscious awareness. When you turn to the left, bring all your dependence, all your neediness and your insecurity, and deposit it in the right, in the Guru. Last minute. Even if you only get it to shift 1%, it's enough. And take a deep breath in. Come to the center. Roll your eyes up, look up at the third eye, and meditate at the third eye as you exhale. Bring your breathing back to normal and come to rest at the third eye. Your eyes are closed, rolled up, and focused at the third eye. And as you do that, feel your heart center expand. The radiance of your heart center in all directions. Keep the eyes on the third eye and meditate there. Feel the stillness. It's the opposite of the movement. And sink into that stillness. Go into that stillness. Merge with it. Bring all parts of you together into the stillness. And take a deep breath in. Exhale. Release the eye focus. Relax your breathing. Relax your body. Let's bring ourselves to the final blessing, long time sun. So bring your hands into prayer mudra. And again, bring all parts of yourself together. Bring all the vulnerable, the fragile, the wounded, the infinite, the radiant, the expanded, all parts of you bring together. As you bring your hands into prayer mudra, feel that you're holding all of you. Come to the central channel in your spine so that you have space to hold all these different aspects of who you are. And hold them in a space of neutrality. None of them are you. They're just aspects. And as we sing Long Time Sun, bring that blessing in to that central space, as if you are blessing you, all the different aspects of you. Let's inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. My prayer is for you, for all of us, is that we continue to hold the fragile parts of ourselves with awareness, compassion, with the capacity to reparent those parts of ourselves that need reparenting, and with awareness always that there is no point in criticizing ourselves at all. We have to always be really, really gentle with those parts of ourselves. Sat Nam.